So here is ABUS, Arbutus Biopharma. This finishes at $4.61 today. That is up 44.06%. Please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. Okay, here is AMC. This finishes at $28.57 today. That is down 15.82%. So we covered this one yesterday. Not much has changed, so it's more of the same. But this was trending number 1 on StockTwits today, so gotta talk about it. So there wasn't any news to justify this price action today. So I'm going to assume this is because, the overall market is selling off because of this new variant FUD. And specifically because can't go to the movies if we're in lockdown and therefore company can't make money. So AMC is getting hit especially hard relative to other stocks. So not much else to say. Let's go ahead and analyze here. So for a while, this was consolidating. I drew this symmetrical triangle here. This was consolidating between 43 and 39-ish. In the past few days, this broke out of this symmetrical triangle to the downside, which is very, very bearish. I said yesterday, this looks like it's going to go really, really bad, and today we have another 16% sell-off. There's no end in sight, no support, and it looks like it's going into free fall right now. So we do have a gap up at around 1650, so that would be a bearish indicator because that is saying this stock could come back down to 1650 to fill that gap. And honestly, I did not think we would ever get to this point, but right now that is a very real possibility. So right now this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of 28.95 and 26.05. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 28.95, 30.90, 31.95, 33.65, 34.80, 36.05, 37.60, 39, 40.20, 41.95, 43.25, 44.60, 46.15, 47.95, 49.55, 51.25, 52.40, 53.90, 55.15, 56.75, 58.05, 59.40, 61.10, 62.35, 65, 68.75, and then the high of 72.62. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 26.05, 20.35, 17.30, 16.50, and then 14.05. And there is support below 14.05, but we're not going to discuss that right now. So right now at this current price, 28.57, the channels to the upside are decently sized, so expect a good amount of price action if this runs to the upside. But to the downside, the channels are pretty wide. So if this continues to run to the downside, expect significant price action until this hits 14.05. RSI is currently at 27, so that is oversold and undervalued. So this could be a good buying opportunity. Not financial advice, guys. And this did 63 million in volume today. That's below average. Kind of suspicious. Makes me think that today's sell-off was a fluke. Today's sell-off was not confirmed by the volume. We already discussed this yesterday. I said this looks really, really bad in the short term. Probably going to keep selling off. And today it's more of the same. So it looks like I was correct in my prediction so far. Today we have another nasty sell-off, and it does not look good in the short term. A lot of bearish indicators here. We got the breakout of the symmetrical triangle and the gap up, and the wide channels to the downside. We have bullish indicators in the RSI, and it is going up in the aftermarket here, so that is a good sign for tomorrow. So if you want to go long, not financial advice, I would not do that, and I would not recommend that just yet. Like I said, in the short term, this looks really nasty. It's probably going to keep pulling back. Might even go into free fall. I don't think this current price of 28.57 is a good entry. I would hold off. So I don't know how low this is going to go, but I would say if this does pull back to 16.50 to fill the gap, I think that would be an excellent entry. And if it pulls back below 16.50, then I would just average down. We didn't cover these supports below 16.50, really, but we'll get to that if it gets to that point. But yeah, I would support going long at 16.50 and lower. Now, if you want to go short, Not financial advice. I personally would not do that just because this is the meme stock and you never know what's going to happen. It's too risky for my liking. But just based on the technical analysis, it does appear to be a pretty good play. Yesterday I said when this was 32, going short looked like a really good play because down to 1650, that's about a 50% downside. So still from 2857 down to 1650, that is a very, very large downside. So a lot of downside potential, a lot of tendies to be made. I could support going short if you guys want to. But again, this is the meme stock. Never underestimate the apes. This could moon at any time. So I would say going short here would be a medium risk, high reward play. Definitely worth a shot in my opinion. But just understand there is still a lot of risk involved. So please do that at your own risk. So sorry to everyone who lost money in the stock today. And good luck to everyone currently in this stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is AMC. So here is ABUS, Arbutus Biopharma. This finishes at $4.61 today. That is up 44.06%. So this one was trending on StockTwits today. One of the bright spots in a bloodbath. So this did have some good PR. That's why the stock is going up so much today. So let's check it out. So first of all, it appears that Arbutus and Moderna were in a legal battle over a patent. Arbutus has a patent that Moderna tried to claim they don't have a right to own it. Seems like Moderna lost, so Arbutus gets to keep their patent, and it's about the C19. So that was one factor. Great PR there. And in addition to that, they have clinical trial results, positive results on their capsid inhibitor AB836, which treats the C19. Apparently, it also treats hepatitis B. So more great PR there. So yeah, they won a patent dispute against Moderna, and they had good trial results on one of their drugs. Double win for ABUS, and the stock moons today, up 44%. So let's go ahead and analyze now. So first of all, we had a gap up today at around 320. So that is a bearish indicator that is telling us this stock should come back down to 320 eventually to fill that gap. Probably going to happen in the short term. So right now this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of 465 and 450. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 465, 475, 490, 510, 515, 585, and then the high of 650. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 450, 435, 425, 415, 405, 395, 380, 370, 360, 345, 335, 330, 320, 315, 305, 295, 280, 275, 265, 250, and then the low of 245. So right now at this current price, 460, the channels to the upside and the downside are pretty decently sized. So expect a good amount of price action either way this goes. However, if/when this breaks 515 to the upside, the channels are really wide. So expect a significant increase in price action if/when this breaks 515. RSI is currently at 75. So that is overbought and overvalued. So be careful, guys. And this did 320 million in volume today. Very significant volume. Biggest volume day ever for this stock. So this pump today was confirmed by the volume. And in the aftermarket here, this is pulling back down to 430. So that is a bearish indicator. That tells us tomorrow will probably pull back as well. So I think this one is fairly obvious. This chart does look extremely bearish in the short term. A lot of bearish indicators, high RSI and volume, gap up, and this is pulling back in the aftermarket here. No neutral indicators, and the only thing bullish this stock really has going for it is the strong social media sentiment. The stock jumped on great PR, but usually when stocks jump on PR, they come right back down. Therefore, if you want to go long, not financial advice, I would not do that, and I would not recommend that. If you were to go long here at 460, you'd be FOMOing in at a relative high, and you're probably going to end up holding some bags. I don't like the entry of 460, but if this does pull back to 320, which it should to fill the gap, I think 320 would be an excellent entry. And if it pulls back below 320, then you can just average down at the supports that I mentioned before. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, seems like a pretty good play to me. From this current price, 460, down to 320, That'd be over a 25% downside. Pretty good downside potential. It doesn't seem too risky. So going short here would be a low risk, medium reward play. So not the most tendies in the world, but a decent amount and relatively safe. Yep, seems like a pretty good play to me, and I would support that. This one is pretty straightforward. Please just cover at 320, I would say, if you go short here, once this fills the gap. So congratulations to everyone who made money on the stock today. Consider taking profits if you're up. Not financial advice, but it does look extremely bearish in the short term. So don't get too greedy, guys. Secure the gains. And good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is ABUS, Arbutus Biopharma. Okay, here is ATNF, 180 Life Sciences Corp. This finishes at $5.05 today. That is down 20.85%. So this one was trending on StockTwits today. It was briefly trending last week as well. Didn't hear much about it since then, but I'm trending today, so we'll talk about it. So there was a catalyst today. Let's check it out. So it says the co-founder presented at a keynote address at the 2021 International Dupuytren Symposium. Hope I said that right. And they announced their clinical data. So apparently the results of this clinical data was good. And despite that, stock is pulling back massively today, down 21%, and still pulling back in the aftermarket here, down to 420, lol. So this appears to be a case of selling the news. This is usually what happens when everyone knows about the catalyst. Whether the news was good or bad, stocks usually sell off during a big public catalyst. But not much else to say, so let's go ahead and analyze here. So this does look like a possible cup and handle. Top of the cup being $7 and the bottom being $3.50. So that would be a bearish indicator because the cup complete and the next step would be to form the handle. So just did some quick math. The handle should form around 525, and it's already pulling back below that. So it looks like cup and handle is getting rejected, unfortunately. So right now this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of 520 and $5. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 520, 545, 570, 590, 610, 662, 695, 725, 770, 810, 850, 880, 915, 950, 975, 995, 1020, 1065, $11, 1120, 1140, 1175, $12, 1260, and the high of 1305. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be $5, 480, 445, 420, lol, 390, 370, 350, 315, 290, 270, 250, and then the low of 225. So right now at this current price, 505, the channels to the upside and the downside are pretty decently sized. So expect a good amount of price action either way this goes. RSI is currently at 52, so that is pretty average. So according to the RSI, this current price of 505 is around fair market value. And this did 5.9 million in volume today. Very significant volume. So this sell-off today was confirmed by the volume. Okay, just my opinion, not financial advice, guys. This appears to be bearish in the short term. Longer term, it should go back up. If you want to go long, I would hold off for right now. This is pulling back in the aftermarket. That's a good indicator that tomorrow is also going to sell off. And if this holds up, this is going to make a gap down at around 480. So it should come back up to 480 eventually to fill that gap. So I have no idea how low this is going to go, but I would say 350 is some very, very strong support. So if you can get this at 350, I think that'd be an excellent entry. And if it pulls back below 350, then you can just average down at the supports that I mentioned before. So I would support going long at 350 and lower. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, seems like an okay play. Really not the best. You should be able to make some money. It's very unclear how far this is going to pull back. It's already pulled back so much today. So I think you really missed the opportunity to go short here. And personally, I think it's too risky. Again, you should be able to make some money going short here, but I just think the risk is not worth the reward. I would avoid this one on the short side. I don't recommend going for it. Definitely some better plays out there going short. So, sorry to everyone who lost money in the stock today, and good luck to everyone currently in this stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is ATNF 180 Life Sciences. Thanks everyone for watching today. I appreciate you guys. Please, like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on The Smarter Gambling Show. You apes already know. Diamond hands to the moon. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.